Welcome to the Mario Cooks Show, hosted by professional chef, author, and food personality Mario Pereca. This program is about food, cooking, entertaining, and most importantly, having fun. And now, the host of the Mario Cooks Show, Mario Pereca.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS. We're also on TV as well, so if you want to actually watch the show while you listen to it, you can get that at Fayette, FayetteTV.org.
That's right.
And it's on, which is Channel 77 in the local area, which is FCTV. I'm Mario Pereca. Alongside me, for real this time, alongside me, is Bill Alexander.
Not catty-cornered like normal.
Not catty-corner, not across, but really alongside me. And so today, before we jump into specifics, the phone number again to call us, 855-590-0590 is toll-free. And if you're in the local WMBS listening area, 724-812-0590. And you can text us at 411-247. Text the word COOKIT, COOKIT, with a space and then followed by whatever you want to say, and it'll come directly to us. So when you do that, you'll also get a free recipe, which you'll get every month. So you'll get one right away, and then you'll get one every month after that. So it's a lot of fun. So send it that text. Again, that number is 411-247. So, Bill, today is actually our last episode of the Mario Cook Show, so to speak.
That's right.
Next week, we will be Just Cook It Radio.
That's right.
We'll still be here in the same time slot on the same bat time, same bat channel. Just different show title.
It's hard to believe that next Saturday is finally June 1st.
It is. It's June the 1st. That marks our 6-month anniversary.
That's right. And
on
this
WMBS.
And this is Memorial Day weekend, so we have the first holiday of the summer.
Yeah, that's exciting. And the weather's, or earlier in the week anyway, was really starting to feel like.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be a great barbecue weekend.
Yeah. The weather finally changed.
That's right.
Early this week, so we're excited about that. But also, next Saturday, put it on your calendars, Bill and I will be live at the Greensboro Farmers Market doing the show live on WMBS from there. So if you want to come down and meet us and talk to us and watch the show live as you listen to it, we will be there.
That's right. And we'll also be recording it for TV too, so if you missed us on location, you'll actually be able to see what we did.
Right, so we'll be proving it.
That's
no
right.
green screens.
No,
we'll actually be there.
We could do a green screen. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, but we
could pretend like we're like at the beach or North Pole.
On Mount Everest.
There you go.
Okay, but anyway, another thing I want to bring up before we dive into the show head first, we have a very special guest coming up on June the 8th, and I want to mention this now because
I tried to leak it last week and you wouldn't let me.
You did. It's official now, so I'll let you leak it this week. But I want to make sure that you mark it on your calendars. Again, the date's June the 8th because this is a very special guest that I'm super excited about, and I'm sure you are too, Bill.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So on June the 8th, on that episode of Just Cook It Radio, we will have national recording artist Bess Rogers will be our guest. And just a quick story about that and the tie-in with that. You know who she is. I mean, the name may not ring a bell to a lot of you right away, but if you've ever seen or heard one of the many recent Cheerios commercials where they sing the jingle, the one and only Cheerios, well, Bess is the artist who actually wrote and performed that song. So you've all heard her music, you've heard her voice. She's a very, very talented artist. She has all. We're going to talk about her. Hopefully, she'll leak a little bit of what she's doing now,
right,
and her projects that are going on. But it's going to be very exciting to have her on and talk some Cheerios jingles.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Really, yeah. Never thought we'd have a jingle artist, but I guess it's food related, so I guess it kind of works.
She's not only a jingle artist; she is an artist, but she just happened to do that jingle.
That's right.
So I guess she's kind of both, right?
Now, next guest we're going to get is a painter who paints food.
Bob Ross. But yeah, well, we could. I mean, if there are any artists out there.
Is Bob Ross still alive?
No, he's not.
Okay.
The poor guy, God rest his soul.
Yeah, because Bob Ross, he stole his craft from somebody else.
What, painting?
Yeah. You know who it was?
Who was it?
Bill Alexander.
Oh, yeah?
No, not me. It was some other guy. Really, seriously.
Really?
Go on YouTube and type in Bill Alexander the painter, and you'll bring up Bob Ross and Bill Alexander paintings.
So you mean when you say he stole his craft, do you mean
he
that
copied this style?
The style of painting. Okay, I was a little confused. I was going to say I'm pretty sure that he didn't invent painting.
No, it's the way he does it with the brushes and the scrapers and everything.
Okay, very interesting.
The same idea, the same concept.
Interesting. So,
and one thing I need to point out for the TV audience, if you notice our banner's falling, but that's okay. We're just going to keep going.
That banner, let me tell you,
live TV.
Yeah. Now, if you come to the Greensboro Farmers Market next week, you'll be able to see the banner, and hopefully we'll have the kinks worked out. But it took us a good half an hour to hang that banner.
And you know what? You keep talking. I'm going to take it down.
So anyway, Bill takes down the banner. And for those of you listening on the radio, you probably think we're nuts. But anyway, we have a banner behind us. And again, if you watch it, if you go to justcookit.tv, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about. But moving forward from that, I wanted to bring up the Greensboro's Farmers Market next week. And the following week is Best Rogers. So we have 2 weeks in a row with some really exciting, different type things going on. So make sure you tune in, and make sure next week, if you can make it, you come join us, because not only will you get to listen to the show, but you'll be able to shop at the farmers market and see all the great produce that's there and see everything that's going on there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. The next thing I want to do on the show, as Bill finishes with the banner,
the fun part of live TV, recorded on TV, but still,
I want to talk about. I want to dive right into food holidays.
Yeah, sure,
because
go ahead.
Lately our food holidays have been going a little longer. So I want to dive right into that, and hopefully we can get to one food news article it's not really a food news article, but It's a cool topic that I want to discuss after the and I actually have 3 recipes this week.
Oh, wow.
So we're broadening it. There's some fun food holidays. We have 3 recipes. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on every single one on the air here, but they will all be found after the show. They can be found at justcookitradio.com, which is our website. So
one more thing. Our Apple app.
Yes.
Our iPhone app, our iPad app, is now in the App Store.
Yeah, so that's true. So I forgot to mention that. I'm glad you brought that up. So if you have, it doesn't really matter if you have an Android or an iOS, which is Apple device, whether it be an iPad, an iPod Touch, an iPhone, or you have an Android phone or an Android tablet, you can now download our app for free, which will get you every show we do.
That's right.
From start to finish. So make sure you check that out in either the Google Play Store or in the iOS App Store.
Yep. And I downloaded mine since I have the iPhone, and I was able to listen to us, even though I knew what we had to say, but just to see how it worked. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you'll never miss a show. So that's an easy way to go.
So we've jumped into technology of the 21st century.
Yes, we're very technologically savvy here.
Yes.
So,
and that may intimidate some people.
Well, you don't have to be technologically savvy to enjoy us. You can always listen to us on WMBS, which is very simple. Just turn your radio dial to 590 AM. Or, you can kind of come along and explore with us. Just go to everything's on our website. So if you go to justcookitradio.com, you can go there, check out everything we do, and it's just a click of a mouse is all it is. So we've simplified everything. But we want to have everything available. More or less. So that's the idea behind it. But Bill, today, happy Brown Bag It Day.
Brown bag it? You mean like as the lunch?
Yes.
Okay.
Brown bag. What do you brown bag it?
I do occasionally, yeah.
And what's your favorite brown bagged item?
My favorite brown bag item, probably when I do the sandwich, which is usually chipped ham or roast beef.
Okay. Yeah, sandwiches are very, very common. So you can really brown bag anything.
That's right.
But it's a simple thing. Just a tip from me, just from experience. One of my favorite things to brown bag are one of my favorite things to brown bag. That sounds funny, but one of my favorite things to brown bag for like a lunch is salads. Because they're so easy.
Well, I guess they would be.
Yeah, you put them in a Tupperware container with a lid on your greens, and then you can take like your tomatoes or whatever you like and put them in little containers or even Ziploc bags, and then you take your dressing in a little container, right? But you can make the trick to it is you can make 3 or 4 types of dressing on like Sunday night, and they last forever. So you put like different things. You put a lid on them, you pop them in the fridge, and now you have a different flavor profile for every day of the week. So it's just something simple. You can package your different things 2-3 days ahead of time. Have them in your refrigerator, so you're just grabbing and bagging.
Sounds cool.
So same thing with like a lot of proteins that go with salads. You can eat cold. Grilled chicken.
Right.
You can grill 3 or 4 chicken breasts.
Right.
And have them for the next few days.
Yeah.
Steak. You can do a London broil. That should last you 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Slice it up, put it in the fridge, and slice it as you use it. So just different things you can do with brown bagging it. And if you have any brown bag tips, or you're someone who brown bags on a daily basis, you can call us or email us at info@justcookitradio.com and let us know. But today, Bill, today is also National Wine Day.
And you know what? Let's break before we go talk about wine.
What if I whine now?
Well, that's why I said that, because I knew you were going to.
Okay, we're going to step away for just a second, so don't touch that radio dial. We will be right back here on the Mario Cook Show with more. We're talking about National Wine Day. And the Mario Cook Show is being served up to you today by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, by Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc., by 4th Street Barbecue, by 30 East Main, and by the Herald Standard.
Hey, that's a new one. We'll be back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on Fayette TV, Channel 77, and streaming online at FayetteTV.org, and also on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio, WMBS. And you may be watching us on FCTV, Channel 77, or at FayetteTV.org.
Hey, quick question for you. You mentioned something. The Herald Standard is now a sponsor of the show?
Yes, they are.
That's really cool.
Yes, so I'm glad to have them on board. I write a column for them every other Friday in Go Magazine, which comes in Go Magazine comes in every Friday edition of the Herald Standard, but my column appears every other Friday, and it's been a great working relationship. I love the Herald Standard paper, and it's in a day and age, Bill, where our information, we are overloaded with information, more or less, but a majority of that information is digital.
Yes.
I like the fact that the Herald Standard is still sticking to the newspaper, and it's local for the local Fayette County area, and it's been a great relationship, and I'm really happy to have them on board.
Well, that's cool. It really is.
So we'll be doing more with them as we move forward, and I want to welcome them here now that we talked about
that we officially welcomed them. I thought you were trying to sneak that in there without telling me.
Well, I just wanted to see. I wanted to see if you would notice. But yeah. So again, we all our sponsors are fantastic. So I'll just run through that. We got the Big Barn Country Store and Deli. They're the place to go for pies.
Yes.
Obviously, and for any meats, cheeses, and needs there. And they also have a barbecue stand.
Oh,
It's only open on weekends.
Okay.
So you can go Saturday or Sunday and pick up barbecue if you're driving back and forth.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Pareca Chiropractic Center, Inc. My father's office.
Yeah.
You know that, so you can go visit him in Bell Vernon, get your back fixed. 4th Street Barbecue.
Actually, eventually I'll be able to get to Bell Vernon from where I live once the road's done.
Yeah, well, that's important.
May 30th. I got 5 more days.
We're getting there.
Yeah, 5 more days, and I'll be able to travel Albany Road. I'm so excited.
Yeah, May 30th. That's June's coming fast.
Yeah, real quick.
We have 4th Street Barbecue. Excellent barbecue right down in Charleroi. Yes. So if you go down to get your back fixed at the office, you're right next to Charleroi.
You can go have lunch. There you go.
Ribs, chops, brisket, and all that sort of thing. And then we got 30 East Main, which obviously is a place to go for drinks.
In Uniontown.
Right in downtown Uniontown.
That's right.
So it's a great location. They have great food, great staff, an awesome place. And then we have the Herald Standard, which is the place to get the news. So we kind of got a lot of different fronts covered there.
That's right, exactly.
So make sure and if you go to our website, justcookitradio.com, there is a section on the side where you can click for our sponsors, and there's a whole bunch of information. You can get to all their websites and see their locations, get directions, that whole thing to all our sponsors' locations. So go there and you're covered. But when we went to the break, we were talking about wine.
Oh yes, we were.
So what's your favorite wine?
I hate to say this, but I'm not much of a wine drinker.
Okay.
It's one of those things. I mean, I will if someone else is having it. Usually it's a Zinfandel or something like that, but it's not something that I go out and search for.
Right. Well, when I'm enjoying a nice box of wine, I like it. No, I'm just kidding.
From Ernest and Julio Gallo, right?
Well,
or a Muscatel.
I don't want to spend I don't want to spend a lot of time on wine.
Wild Irish Rose. I mean, Firebird.
You're on
Thunderbird.
There you go. I don't want to spend a lot of time on wine just because if you go back through our archives, more specifically the home show that we did, that we did a lot of talking about wines there. So you can go back and get specifics about 2 of the local wineries and hear the interviews we did with them.
You just did an interview on Going Live.
Yes, I did.
With Sharon Clay of
Right.
Christian Clay Winery.
So if you go to YouTube or if you just go to FayetteTV.org, you can get see that interview. That was a great interview from Christian
She's a
Clay
very
Winery.
nice lady.
Very
I've
nice
known her
lady,
for a long
and
time.
those wines were really, really good. So I like the local wines.
Yes.
The grapes that are grown locally. I mean, even though they don't get the praise and the notoriety.
Well, I think they are. They're starting to. It's just that it's taken a while because most people don't think that you can get wine grown in western Pennsylvania. It has to be grown in California. It has to be grown even in some parts of New York. It has to be grown in France. We don't think of wine coming from here. But I never realized that how many small local wineries there are within western Pennsylvania. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah, and they grow their own grapes, many different varieties. Sharon Clay was talking about they have a lavender wine. They grow lavender there, which that lavender wine was
You
really,
had
really
that,
good.
that's right, yeah.
So I mean, it's a grow. It seems to me like it's a growing part of the food world.
Yes.
I mean, even though wine's been huge, I'm talking the local aspect of wine, and so it's definitely worth a weekend to get out to the wineries. They all offer tastings. And They have different things you can go out there and see the wineries, see how it's made, taste the different wines. So it's something that's really interesting and really fun. So again, go back to the archives, go to FayetteTV.org, and you can see about all our different wine interviews that we've done with the local wineries.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow, Bill, is Happy Blueberry Cheesecake Day.
Blueberry cheesecake. That sounds good.
That's a different one. I mean, you usually hear cherry cheesecake,
Strawberry
cheesecake, but blueberry.
Now, is the blueberries within the cheesecake, or is it on the topping on top?
No, when I think about it, I would, my preference is on the top and like a sauce. But you can, I guess, get an actual blueberry cheesecake. And what you can do is a cheesecake is nothing more than cream cheese custard that's baked in a crust.
I guess you're right.
That's what it is. So you can either cook the blueberries down into like a compote and fold them into the custard, or you could just puree the blueberries into the custard before you bake it. So
that'd be interesting.
I mean, you'd have to the ratios would change.
What color would the cheesecake be then? It'd have to be a blueberry cheesecake.
It would probably be close to red, like a maroonish. But blueberries are not blue.
What color are they?
They're actually a dark purple. There is no food on the planet that is
blue. I'll be darned.
Mm-hmm. But they're called blueberries. So,
well, you mentioned cheesecake, and I have to bring it up because this past week I was at the back porch in Lower Spears, PA, and they actually had, and I do not have this. Someone at my table did. They had a cheesecake with a pineapple topping on it.
I love pineapple.
Which looked really good. Now, I had the almond torte, which was to die for.
Yeah, I get that there all the time.
I mean, it was wonderful. But the steak I had was a New York strip with a balsamic vinegar and blue cheese on top of it.
I saw the picture you
posted
on Facebook.
I could have lived in it, to be honest with you. It was last Sunday. My wife's brother's daughter, my niece, graduated from Waynesburg University on Sunday, and we went to there for dinner to celebrate her graduation. So
that's one of my favorite places, and
it's been probably 15 years since I've been there.
Wow, I message to you every time you go. I go there.
Yeah.
You got to get the lobster bisque.
Yeah.
Comes with a little lobster puff pastry, the lobster shaped puff. That's ever since I was little, because since I grew up in that area.
Right.
We would go there, and I would always get the lobster bisque. So that's one of those comfort foods that I have that I remember from growing up.
My two little ones, my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old, said the French fries were wonderful.
Oh, great! Yeah.
They were doing their own thing, and they're going, "Dad, why are you taking pictures of your food again?"
Did you explain it to them?
I explained to them, and then the funny thing is, my wife did the same thing, and then my wife took a picture of the almond torte.
Oh, the almond torte.
Because back at her office, they have this thing for almond tortes. They're trying to find the best one in the area, and my wife thinks she found it the other night.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good. Yep, almond tortes are great.
Yeah.
But aside from blueberry cheesecake, as I trip over my words, it's also National Cherry Dessert Day.
Cherry cheesecake would work.
Cherry cheesecake
would
work. Cherry popovers.
Okay.
Cherry dumplings, cherry
Pop-Tarts.
There you go. Yeah, you could use a Pop-Tart as a dessert. I mean,
hey, speaking of that, you posted the peanut butter Pop-Tarts been released?
Yes. Have you tried them yet?
No. Have you?
I haven't either.
I haven't even found them. Not that I've looked for them.
We have to look.
We got to call Kellogg's.
We got to try them, yes. And then on the 27th, the following day, is National, this is a little bit of an odd one, but National Grape Popsicle Day.
I like grape popsicles.
Do you? What do you think my favorite popsicle is?
Either banana or pineapple.
Banana is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
But I just recently discovered a new one. And
What's
this is
that?
going to make you cringe, but believe it or not, and I just bought it on a whim just to try it.
Pina colada?
Coconut.
Yeah, that's close.
It's a white popsicle.
Yeah.
But I thought it could go either way. It might be good. It might not be good. I'll buy one because it was just a box of like 5 of them. I'll buy it just to try it. Man, was it good. Those things were good.
Hey, I wanted, since you're bringing up frozen treats, we talked a few months back about the adult snow cones.
Yes.
And I was in Menneson. We had a soccer game last Saturday night that we lost, unfortunately. And they had a snow cone truck. The guy drives through the valley, and he delivers snow cones. Well, one of the fathers that were talking to me after the game going, I wonder if they do alcoholic ones. And I just looked at him and started laughing because they had a pina colada flavor. And I'm thinking, okay, spike it a little bit. Not a bad idea.
I agree. I mean, I thought that was a brilliant idea. And I thought you were going to say someone pulled out a flask and started.
No, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
But anyway, yep. So great popsicle day. And then on the 28th, we have National Brisket Day.
What is the brisket?
The brisket is the cut of meat on a cow that's right above. Actually, it's the lower chest of the beef. So if you look at the front legs, it's right above the front legs.
Is it tougher?
It is.
Okay.
Brisket is a tough cut, and that's why they're typically, everyone thinks of brisket with barbecue.
Oh,
so
okay.
they're smoked. You dry rub them. They're smoked for a long period of time, and then they get their flavor from not only the smoke, whichever because there's all kinds of different smokes you can pick, whether it be apple wood or cherry wood or whatever you like, whatever, even oak or hickory or pecan wood. So whatever smoke you pick, it gets the flavor from the smoke, and then there's a fat cap on top, and generally you leave that cap of fat because as it slowly cooks, that fat will render and melt.
Gotcha.
And it'll drip onto the coals or whatever the heat source is, and those drippings will burn and produce
flares
more
it up.
smoke, and that'll actually give it more flavor. So they're cooked for a long period of time to break down all the tough
Sounds
muscles.
good. It really does.
And brisket's one of my favorite things, and brisket is also what they make corned beef out of.
Okay.
It's also what they make pastrami out of.
Okay.
So that's brisket. Brisket generally, though, generally speaking, is known for its for barbecue food.
Okay.
For barbecue. So if you go to 4th Street Barbecue, they have
They would have a
fantastic
brisket?
Yeah, I get it. That's my mother's favorite thing they have on their menu. They make this sandwich, which is huge.
Okay.
And for her, it's a 2-meal thing.
Oh,
so
really?
She can cut it in half and eat half, and then the next day for lunch eat the other half.
Sounds good.
So yeah, they give you a nice brisket on a nice roll. So brisket day, and it's also National Hamburger Day.
Oh, I like that one.
So yeah,
Like that one.
Hamburger wise, I prefer 70-30 for my meat.
Yep.
You can do 80-20 if you like, but that's about the lowest fat content you want to
Now,
go
you did
to have
see
a
my
juicy hamburger.
picture last weekend of the message board from McDonald's, right?
Yes.
Where it said no longer available on
Yes.
the Angus burgers.
Yes. I don't really have any feelings
I don't
towards
either,
that,
but someone does.
I do. I know, and I'm very sorry if you're one of those people. But
And we also got another post out of it from someone that we know that said they were also getting rid of the traditional pies.
now that has yet to be confirmed.
I'm not going to repeat who said it, Matt Dowling, but he's telling us that they're no longer doing the apple pie or the cherry pie.
That would be a tough one to let go because it's so classic.
That's right.
That's kind of like the cookies in the box.
But have you seen the cookies in the box?
I haven't. Are they
No.
still there?
No, I don't
haven't
know.
Looked, but
I haven't looked either.
They should be, but I don't eat at McDonald's that
Well,
that
maybe
much,
you should.
if ever. Maybe I should. Maybe we should do a show from McDonald's.
There we go.
That way we can grill them and ask them.
No pun intended.
We can really get down to the bottom of all these product changes. But
Well, remember the fish McBites they brought in? Bring
Yes,
in
we
fish
talked about
McBites,
those.
get rid of Angus. I don't know.
But anyway, as far as hamburgers go, a couple of different things. My number one hamburger tip is the best way to make a hamburger after you get your meat seasoned to your liking. The best way to keep it in its shape, there's 2 different ways you can do it. My favorite way is to take, and if you go to any kitchen store or even the local superstores around here, you can get round cutters, and they're basically just metal round cookie cutters, but they're different sizes. Find the size that you like the best, put your meat in that, and press it so it's a nice uniform patty.
Right.
And that'll, when you press that extra air out of it, and you pack it in tight, that'll keep it from ballooning into a meatball as it cooks.
Oh, I would have never thought of that.
Not that there's anything wrong with meatballs, but when you're eating a hamburger,
you don't want it that way.
Another thing you can do if you don't have that cutter is you make a little well in the center of it.
Okay.
Because then it's not
Now,
going to puff up there.
One thing before we go to break, and I've always been told not to do this when I grill, is when you make the hamburger and you put it on the grill, and when it starts cooking, you don't take the back of the spatula and push it down on the back to flatten out the burger.
No.
Why not?
Never. Because what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze all the juices
Okay.
out.
And that's what I assumed, because you see people, and I mean, you go to family barbecues, and there's always that guy standing at the grill, your uncle, your brother, your cousin, taking and pushing down as hard as he possibly can. You're going, what are you doing? Oh, I'm thinning it out so it cooks all the way through.
If you want it thinned out, make the patty thin before you cook it. Yeah. Don't squeeze it. Don't press it. Again, that's all that's going to do is squeeze
We're going to have someone call us
patty.
On this.
That's fine. They can call all they want.
Yeah.
But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So, and if you have a number, if you want to call us and complain, it's 1-855-590-0590. How do you cook yours? How do you season yours? I mean
Yeah.
I mean, this is the time of year where people start saying, "Well, my burgers are better than yours."
Yeah.
And I keep going back to a picnic I was at last summer about burgers that came from Adrian's Market, the way they made them. And they were just seasoned with salt and pepper. They were wonderful.
Well, here's my feeling on seasoning hamburgers. The better the meat, the less seasoning you really need.
That's
because
right.
I don't like burgers that, you see people who make these burgers and they pull everything out of their spice cabinet and dump it all over it. And that's great. It tastes like garlic and onion.
Yeah.
But I want to taste the meat.
Burger.
I want really high quality meat. I want it, a little salt. I want salt and pepper on it, and I want it to taste good. I want to taste the different toppings. I want to taste whatever, if I put ketchup or mustard or mayonnaise or whatever I put on it. I want to taste it, but I don't want the meat to be overpowered by everything else that's on the burger.
Makes sense.
And I want it to be juicy, and I want it to, to make me happy.
It's time to take a break right now.
Okay, as I salivate for hamburgers, we have a few more food holidays coming up, and the next three are going to be really exciting. So buckle your seatbelts. Buckle your seatbelts. Keep the ear right next to the speaker. We'll be right back here with more of the Mario Cook Show. And we're being served up to you today by the Big Barn Country Store and Deli, by Prega Chiropractic Center, Inc., by 4th Street Barbecue, by 30 East Main, and by the Herald Standard.
And we'll be back with more of the Mario Cook Show here on Fayette TV, Channel 77, and streaming online at FayetteTV.org, and right here on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS.
Welcome back. You are listening to the Mario Cook Show on your local station, 590 Radio WMBS. Mario Pareca. I'm here with Bill Alexander. And Bill, we were just talking burgers.
Yes.
So we have 3 more days left to cover our food holiday.
You sure we have
week.
enough time to do that?
I'm nervous about it, I'll be honest.
We're kind of close.
Well, the funny thing was when I did that barbecue class at Giant Eagle last week.
Yes.
The chef who is running it, the same way every time I'm there, they get real nervous about the time. Because I'm always down with but I also do more recipes than a lot of people do. But we got it done.
That's good.
Right at the last minute, I said, just relax. I got it all figured out, and it works.
That's good. So, we have 13 minutes left, so just letting you know right now.
Okay, I took a breather. Let's go. On the 29th, Bill, happy Coq au vin day.
What is Coq au vin?
Coq au vin is a French dish, and it's really a classic dish. It's what most people, if they're learning to cook French food, it's generally the first dish they learn to cook. And what it is what coq au vin is French. It's a French term for rooster and wine sauce.
Okay.
So it's a fricassee.
So is that, in other words, my rooster got into the wine sauce? Or
no. And the reason they use traditionally, now today, most people use chicken for their coq au vin. But back when it was first... classically, I guess when it was discovered or made, they would use older male roosters because their meat was a little tougher, and it's a braised dish. So when you cook it, you want to really break down the collagen, and almost the same as when we were talking about brisket earlier in the show. So it's one of those things, and it's a fricassee, which means it's a stew. Okay,
right.
And it's cooked on the bone. That gives it a much richer flavor with gravy, carrots, onions, and leeks.
Okay.
And it's generally served with over noodles or dumplings.
Okay.
So, coq au vin, and I got a recipe that we're gonna put up on the website. It's actually another one of Julia Child's because she's
Okay.
the French. She's the person to go to when it comes to French cuisine and French
Right.
food. So, but the interesting thing about coq au vin is it brings up the topic of David Kasabian he's an expert in umami. And that's his favorite
Umami?
dish. Yes, I knew you were going to look at me that way, so we're going to get into that for just a
Umami.
second. It's his favorite dish, okay, when it comes to his favorite umami-rich dish. Now, what umami is, U-M-A-M-I, umami. It's Japanese, okay?
Thanks.
And it's...
Umami. Is that like
Don't
yo
you be
mama?
talking about
I
your
mean,
mama. Don't you be talking about my mama. But anyway, what umami is it's a descriptive word. Now, when you were young and you were in school, we were all taught that our tongue tastes sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and it kind of maps. You know, it would show you in health class on your tongue
Right.
what receptors of your tongue taste certain flavors and
Yeah.
how they come together to form taste. Well, the Japanese have recently disproven this theory and have also added their own flavor profile called umami. So it's a taste, and umami is a savory taste. So
Okay.
anything savory, even when you eat pizza, when you eat spaghetti, when you eat, coq au vin, whatever it is, if it has a savory flavor profile, they call that umami.
Okay, so
So-
it's a savory flavor profile.
Yes, and it kind of identifies with when you research it and you read about it, it requires some palate training to identify it.
Okay.
So basically, what you're identifying is glutamate or MSG, which isn't really good for
Okay.
you. But those flavors, when you eat Oriental cooking,
Yeah.
and that's why if you ever wonder when you go to an Italian restaurant and it never has that sign no MSG, but
Yeah.
when you go into the Oriental or Chinese, Japanese restaurants, they have those signs that say no MSG.
Okay.
Well, they cook with monosodium glutamate to increase the umami flavor.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Now,
that's
umami is
spelled
naturally occurring.
And that's spelled UMAMI.
UMAMI.
Okay. Umam.
Uh-huh.
No, not not YOMAMMA.
Talk about my mama. No, it's umami. So
I'm sorry. I'm going to keep my mouth shut the rest of the way now.
It's that flavor profile of savor. Now, it's naturally occurring in foods, but what the Japanese have found out is if you add MSG or monosodium glutamate,
Right.
it'll increase that, and it'll be easier for you to actually pick out the umami. Now,
Okay.
and if you go to China, they've even taken it a step further where they recognize umami as a flavor profile,
Okay.
but they also have their own words for like a pungent flavor. They have one for tannins, which come in wines that come from the grape skins of
Okay.
wine, when in the wine process,
Mhm.
which today's National Wine Day, so I thought I'd bring
That
that
works
up,
out.
mention that. But so umami is that savory flavor.
Okay.
And coq au vin is the umami expert's favorite dish
Okay.
to highlight umami.
Okay. I mean,
So
that makes sense.
when you make the recipe that we're going to post for coq au vin,
it's going to, okay.
make sure you're thinking about your umami.
Okay.
Not my umami, your umami.
And that was that was just like a couple weeks ago. Your mommy's day.
Yeah, umami day. Maybe that'll be our food holiday, umami day. But anyway, so we'll put that recipe on there, and and Bill can see it, Julia Child's. And I like this recipe because it breaks it down. It doesn't just give you a list
Right.
and then a procedure. It breaks it down with, here's your list of ingredients for the first step. Here's how you do it. Now, for instance, the first step is it goes over the bacon because coq au vin is made with lardons, and we talked about lardons
Right.
last week. So it tells you exactly how, 3 to 4 ounce chunk of lean bacon, 10-ounce flame-proof casserole, skillet, 2 tablespoons of cooking oil, and then it goes into exactly how you do that. Then it goes into how you brown the chicken.
Okay.
It gives you the seasonings, and you're going to use cognac to do that, and then you're going to simmer it in red wine, so it tells you your Burgundy or Chianti, whatever wine you like,
Mhm.
your beef stock, your tomato paste, your cloves of mashed garlic, your thyme, fresh thyme and bay leaf. Then you're going to use your onions, which are the little pearl onions, about 2 dozen of those, your seasonings, then your mushrooms. It'll go into how to properly cook those, and then how to sauce it and how to serve it. So it's a really
Okay.
good recipe. I'll put that up on the website, and we'll take that from there. But Bill, tomorrow, that's coq au vin.
Right.
Tomorrow is Happy Mint Julep Day.
Which is something you would think for spring, for May.
It's something you think for the Kentucky
Kentucky
Derby.
Derby. I was just
Yes.
you didn't let me finish. I was
Sorry.
going there.
Go ahead. Pretend I
No,
didn't
that's
say anything.
okay. That's okay. You did it already.
After you insult my
Yeah,
Molly
thank
and
you.
then-
Yeah.
Anyway, mint juleps, okay, is the traditional cocktail. It's the national cocktail of the Kentucky Derby.
Yes.
Like we said. So, but it is a great
And it's the
warm weather
official
cocktail.
drink of Kentucky, I believe, too.
Really? Yep.
Yep.
It's a great cocktail, and it is always associated with Southern cuisine. It's traditionally made with 4 ingredients, which are mint leaves, fresh mint, bourbon, sugar, and water.
What a way to ruin a good bourbon.
So I like mint juleps, to be honest, because they're really refreshing
Right.
on a hot summer's day.
Now, do you use a Kentucky bourbon whiskey when you make it?
Well, you can use whatever you like. At the Kentucky Derby, I'm trying to see, they serve, and they actually, believe it or not, they have a special edition mint julep that they serve every year. And the mint julep costs $1,000 each. Wow. These special edition ones. Now, you don't have to. You can just get a traditional one. But if you get the extra, it's extra premium, custom-made mint juleps. Again, $1,000 each. And they're served in gold-plated cups with silver straws.
You get to keep them?
And they're made from Woodford Reserve bourbon. Mint imported from Ireland. Spring water ice cubes from the Bavarian Alps. And sugar from Australia.
And where's the bourbon from again?
The bourbon is Woodford Reserve bourbon.
Imported from Ireland. And this is a
see.
U.S. drink, and we have to bring the alcohol in
Woodford
overseas.
Reserve bourbon is the official bourbon of the Derby.
And Jim Beam's not.
No, Woodford Reserve, and I'm going to tell you where they come from.
And Jim Beam's Kentucky whiskey.
This is Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
But it's made in
Woodford
Ireland.
Reserve. No, the Ireland is where I believe the mint was from.
I thought you said it was from the... Oh, the
mint
mint
is imported
okay,
from Ireland.
fine.
So the bourbon is
Thanks.
Kentucky
Okay,
bourbon.
I was kind of worried there.
Bourbon's Kentucky bourbon. I'll go over this again. Mint imported from Ireland,
There you go.
spring
Okay.
water ice cubes from the Bavarian Alps, and sugar from Australia.
Okay. I just want to make sure the
Now
bourbon's
that's
from
the
the US.
$1,000. That's the $1,000
Okay.
one. In May 2008, Churchill Downs unveiled the world's largest mint julep glass. It was 6 feet tall, and 6 feet tall, 7.5 feet if the mint sprig is included. It was constructed from FDA foot grade acrylic, heated and molded into the shape of the official 2008 Derby glass, capacity of 206 gallons, and distributed the early times mint julep at the Derby with an elaborate pumping system concealed within the stir straw. So they
Okay.
would pump it from this huge glass
Right.
into the
And
serve
fair.
it. But there's also, here's the mint julep recipe I will place on the website. Again, this is one of a really good mint julep. Super simple. It's a 1/4 ounce of raw sugar syrup, which is 1 part raw sugar and 1 part water. So you combine those together. 8 mint leaves and 2 ounces of bourbon. So in the cup, you're going to muddle your mint and your syrup. Add the bourbon packed lightly with crushed ice. Stir until the cup is frosted on the outside, and then you're going to top with more crushed ice to form an ice dome, garnished with a few drops of bitters if you'd like. Bitters are, one
Right.
of those things. And then you add your mint sprig and you enjoy.
I'll be darned.
So there's your mint julep.
And you'll post that on the website?
I will post that on the website,
Sounds
so you'll
good.
be able to get your cocoa vin, your mint julep, and I have another recipe for tomorrow, which is National Macaroon Day.
Macaroon Day.
Yeah, so macaroons, there's different types. Coconut macaroons, which most macaroon people who are strictly in love with macaroons will not consider a macaroon, even though they're called macaroons, because the traditional macaroon, the Italian macaroons, which people believe Catherine de' Medici brought it from Italy to France with her when she came over, because all of the, a lot of the influence on French food came from Italy when Catherine de' Medici came over, and from from Italy to France. And so the macaroon is, even though it's the French use it, it actually came from Italy.
Okay.
So the almond macaroon, which is really crusty on the outside, soft in the middle, made with almond paste. So I have a recipe for that, and I will post that on the website.
Now, when I heard of macaroons, I've heard of coconut macaroons. Are there other types of macaroons?
Oh yeah, these are the almond macaroons.
Oh, okay.
And these are the traditional macaroons.
Okay.
They're made with almond paste and sugar.
Oh, I like this.
And so the recipe, like I said, I'll put on there. And this recipe I actually found, which I really like, because again, its ease of following is from Martha Stewart's website.
Of course.
So it's the macaroons, the egg whites, and you also make a you whip your egg whites, like we talked about last week when we were talking about soufflés.
Yes.
When you whip your egg whites and you add that cream of tartar to stabilize
Yes.
them. Same thing for the macaroons.
I'll be darned,
So
I
that's where
wouldn't
they
have
get
guessed
their
that.
light, fluffy texture from. And then you can actually, what a lot of people do is they'll bake the macaroons, and then they'll put a filling in the center.
Okay.
And so another thing I like about this recipe is they give you different fillings that you can make for your macaroons. So
sounds
you
good.
pick your fillings, and then
I
you make a
gotcha.
sandwich out of them with
I
the two
gotcha.
macaroons and then the filling in the center.
Well, I got bad news.
So,
it's
Well,
time to wrap
move
up.
to the after show.
You got it. Which will soon be called
Just Dishin'.
Just Dishin'.
Absolutely. So we are going to move. Actually, next week it'll be called Just Dishin'.
Well, are we going to be able to do one after the remote? Or are we going to have to wait till the following week?
We'll discuss.
Okay.
We'll get back. So
We'll let
make
you know next week.
Make sure you follow the blog. Follow us on Facebook. Just go to justcookitradio.com and you can get all our information there. And you can follow us so you can see.
You like how we make these decisions on the air? Yeah.
Yeah, we're very
Spontaneous.
Yes.
Well,
you can tell that by the whole banner situation at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, but on the radio you didn't hear. On TV you'll be able to see it.
So I want to thank you for listening. We're going to jump over to justcookitradio.com. So please follow us over there. Again, while you're at the website, before you listen to the After Hours program, you can get all our information. You can get our phone number, our email addresses, and all that fun stuff. So just check us out at justcookitradio.com and just follow us there right now for we'll call it that for not right now even. We'll start Just Dishin', which is the After Hours podcast. So for Bill Alexander, I'm Mario Pareca. We'll see you in just a few minutes at justcookitradio.com.
You have been listening to Just Cook It Radio with Mario Pareca and Bill Alexander. For more information on this program and how to download it as a podcast, go to justcookitradio.com. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please call us at 1-855-590-0590.
This has been a $1 Million Baby production.